Hey, my name is Macy Hill, and today we're doing Lab 3 of my online General Chemistry 2 lab. And today we're doing colligative properties and osmotic pressure. So we're doing 3 exercises. I know this is going to be a long video. So the first exercise involves osmosis, the second freezing point, and the third boiling point. And we're first going to start with the osmosis exercise. So in our first experiment, we have a cup of distilled water and some corn syrup, and we'll weigh it on this scale. So let's do the corn syrup first, and we'll put it on our data table 1. So that is 15.7 grams. And now we're going to do the cup of distilled water. So that is 130.9 grams. And now we will let this corn syrup sit in this distilled water and see if any of their weights change for 30 minutes. So while we wait for exercise 1, the colligative properties of osmosis, we'll be doing exercise 3, the colligative properties of boiling point. And this is the setup for exercise 3. So what we're using, the solution is pure water, and we'll be testing the boiling point of this pure water. So here we go. And we'll wait until the water starts boiling. So now the water is starting to boil. So we'll grab our thermometer and then stir it around and put it in the center. So here we go. And I believe this will be 100 Celsius. Yeah, just about. So there we go. The normal boil point is like 110 Celsius. So as we wait for everything to cool off over here, we'll be reverting back to exercise 1, osmosis, and we'll be taking the weight of the distilled water and the weight of the syrup. So we'll start off with the syrup, and this is like before we put each of them in their the corn syrup and the distilled water. So let's check if there has been a weight change. So there has. It was once 15.7, now it's 16.6. And let's see the weight change of the water. So the water has decreased in weight. And I will show you all the results. And now we will put this corn syrup back in the distilled water for another 30 minutes and see if it continues to either increase or decrease. So as we wait for the last 30 minutes of our first experiment, we'll go on and do our second experiment. So I have 1 teaspoon, and I'll add like half of this with sodium chloride or salt, and I'll put it into the water. So I'll try to get like half of a teaspoon using this. Alright, and then we put sodium chloride into this water and stir it. And then we'll restart the fire again and see the boiling point of this. point. So it's going to take a while for it to fully dissolve, but we're going to restart the fire and see what the boiling point is for this salt water. 0.5 teaspoons of salt in water. So we'll restart the fire. So our 0.5 teaspoons of salt water is starting to boil. So now we'll take the temperature and see the boiling point of this water. So we will stir and then put in the center. So it's going up to 110. And the normal boiling point of pure water is 100 Celsius. So I'll probably say the normal boiling point of this solution is 110 Celsius. So for 0.5 teaspoons of salt in pure water, I would say 110 Celsius for the boiling point. So now we'll move back to experiment 1 or exercise 1, osmosis, and we'll be weighing each of these to see if there's a change. So we'll see if syrup has increased in weight anymore. So it has by 16.9 grams. And now the distilled water. It has decreased by 128.3. So I will write these two down. So here are my results for the first exercise. And now we will move on to the end stages of exercise 3. So now it's required that we make a solution with 1 tablespoon of salt. Teaspoon. Okay. And we have some new water right here, so now we're gonna put it in there. And then we'll stir it around. Alright, and then we'll let it sit underneath above the fire until it starts boiling. So it's really salty water, 1 teaspoon. And we'll let it boil and get the results from that. The 1 teaspoon of salt water is now boiling, so we'll test the temperature using this thermometer, and it should be really high, the boiling point. It's going past 110. So unlike all the other solutions, it is gone past 110, so I'll put it in my data table and I'll show you all the results. So here are my results from experiment 3. And now we will move on to experiment 2, our final experiment, which is the freezing point, colligative property. And so we will measure 100 grams of ice in this cup. So let's turn on the scale and set it to grams. Alright, Now we'll start adding ice to this cup. 16 grams for 1 ice. 32. 49. 63. 85. And 105. Let's find a tinier ice to replace one of these. It's 103, which is enough. So now I add 25 milliliters of water, and I will record every 30 seconds what the temperature is. So I'll show y'all the results. So here are my results from the tap water. And now we're moving on 0.5 teaspoons of salt. So let's weigh 100 grams of ice on this cup here again. Alright, so 100 grams. So that is 100 grams of ice, and now we need half a teaspoon of salt to this ice, and see how it affects the freezing point. So let me try to get half of it. Alright. So this should be half. And now I'll add 25 milliliters of water to this. And then I'll time it for another 10 minutes and 30 seconds and show y'all the results. Now we're moving on to the final part of lab 3. So we'll turn the scale on and we'll weigh another 100 grams of ice. Alright, so let's start adding the ice. Okay, so that's 100 grams of ice. Now I'll add 1 full teaspoon of salt. Alright. And now I'll add 25 milliliters of water. And I'll show y'all guys the results. So here are my results for lab 2. And I hope y'all enjoy y'all's day. And I'll see y'all next week.